because these wheels have got dirty, I'm going to put the new wheels on. No, I'm not really. I'm going to have to put the wide ones on, because if I'm going to have to go spraying on where the spuds have been dug, because it's loose underneath, it'll sink in. Normally though, if we're not going on spud ground in this time of year, I can run on row crops all year round, because with direct drilling the ground's not soft and it won't cut in, but it will on that. So it's a bit of a pain, but we'll swap them round. And also I think Bill wants me to do a tanker spray for him as well, so it'll be better with the wider wheels on. It's amazing what you can get off Amazon these days. So we'll see how it compares to the Milwaukee one. Is that heavy?
A little bit. Enough, yeah.
So in a bit, it should look a little bit different. Got our homemade high lift jack made out of a wagon front trailer jack. Going to plug this in now to the side, and then I'm going to put the axles out wide so that it's more stable for jacking up and it's easy to get the jack in, which is a job that's hard to do with one hand. There we go. The cheek of that on my car. Wonder will it stay on the motorway. Getting them off the pallet because they were stacked 4 high. Makes the job well easy. See what these guys can do anyway. So it's a Spicer shaft, and Spicer was made in Hungary, but now they shifted the production to South America and everyone's got COVID. So that's why obviously Fendt are struggling for parts, and these guys might struggle to get the components they need to fix it, but I've left it with them. They seem confident they can fix it anyway, but it won't be 24 hours like they normally would try and do. I just got to Churra Lane to see what it's doing, and there's a pheasant stood on the Harris fencing. I've never seen anything like that. They're normally so lazy. Oh, it's flown off. This is the fields that we're going to drain this winter. Anyway, I've just come up now to see how the cover crop's getting on. So I think that must be the buckwheat. I don't know whether the fodder radish has been eaten by the slugs or pigeons or whatever, and the oilseed rape might have done as well. But there's a bit of stuff coming up. It's gone backwards a bit recently. It was growing away quite nicely, and then it's obviously come wet, and because this ground's quite wet, it's really like slowed it down. But we'll just keep an eye on it over the winter and see what it does. It's not a cash crop, so it's not something we're going to harvest. We just wanted a bit of ground cover to stabilise the ground so it just wasn't washing and compacting over winter, and put a bit of organic matter into it as well if we flail it off and work it in the spring. Seems to be a bigger seed take, especially the oilseed rape on the gateways. So you see it in rows there. That's the compacted areas. So that tells me that it was slugs that's been eating most of it in the middle of the field. But yeah, it's in little rows there now. This is the driest field, and you can see the rows here in this one. So pretty pleased with that. In a normal year, you'd have given it a little bit of fertiliser just to kick it going at this time of year, or like a couple of weeks ago, but because of the cost of fertiliser now, and with it not being a cash crop that's going to pay us back, it's the cost is just too prohibitive to do it, so we won't be. Snail update, it's managed to do 60 miles so far, stuck to the side of the car on the motorway. It works. It's alright, ain't it? Ideal. This is by far the easiest way to stack tyres with the grab. This was the field that we were testing the Bateman on the day it came, and then a few weeks ago I sprayed some grass off. I can't remember what date. If I do, I might put the link below. And we were killing off ryegrass that had grown, and then Andrew or Sam was on the other side of the road with the disc, and they come across and they quickly worked up and down here to get more to grow. Well, look at this, it's like a lawn, totally thick with ryegrass. So I'm going to kill this off now, and then next week when we finish drilling wheat, if it doesn't stop raining, we will then drill a cover crop onto here as well, which will suppress some of this white ryegrass, but I'm going to kill it all off now. A little bit of good news as well today. Well, it's actually really good news. So the police have been back in touch. We are now allowed 100 tractors on the tractor run. They were trying to get us to only take 50. Anyway, we had 104 last year, 105 anyway. We're allowed 100 this year, but we're not allowed any trucks. I'm trying to squeeze the Coca-Cola truck in now, But it's good news because we can at least put on nearly as good a show as we did last year. And apparently as well, they've said if you've got a reserve list, there might be a chance of getting the numbers up if we can get enough marshals. So we'll see on that, and then obviously shift patterns for the police. So that's really good. Anyway, we're going to set up an email address so that people can apply for places, and we're going to come up with a way of doing it so it's fair and also raises money for Alder Hey all at the same time. For those that don't know what Alder Hey is, it's the Children's Hospital. Yeah, and also, sorry, the date is looking like Sunday the 19th of December, but we still can't completely confirm it until we've heard back from the football searchers. We thought they were confirmed last week, but apparently they couldn't move a match still, so we should know this week or next, but plan for the 19th. Just spraying this off now, so like I say, we can put a cover crop in. I remember last Tuesday when I was in a helicopter flying back and I flew over that field that looked like I had loads of misses in patches in the field with a sprayer. I know the guy on Twitter's been in touch. There are actually trials for cover crops where he's been drilling wheat straight into them, and it's quite funny actually because they were quite really neat squares if you remember, so that's the reasoning behind it. It wasn't his sprayer acting up. Right, it's not dark now, so we'll have a look at the MB track getting dwarfed by the Bateman on its big wheels. Realistically, I didn't need to buy these big wheels. Could have took them off the MB track if I knew I was buying an MB track at the time. Yeah, I just had a quick look around it now. This thing is not working. It's like the back of it's fell out. It's like a gear fell out the back. But I mean, I don't even know where I'm going to use the linkage. The number plate is cool. Cat's Ollie, as you'll see at the front, better. So I'm going to send the measurements over this panel to these two people that have got one and see if any of them will fit, but they assure me that they should do. Things wrong with it, this is pretty rusty. Now, there's a guy, I think it's the MB track man, I think he calls himself, sells them. So I think rather than mess around trying to fix that, we need a new one of them. I mean, we probably have got the technology to cut it out and start again, but it's just what labour's involved when you could buy it to bolt straight to. Someone's obviously bodged it up a bit there with a bit of angle iron. This is rusty, but repairable. Looks like the hydraulic tank on the front. Then obviously, like I say, this panel's missing, so we'll sort that out. This looks a bit funny, but it's just under seal, painted lime green. Then this mudguard on this side has basically been twisted. So again, the work in trying to remake it might just be too easy to get two sort of front fenders. The back ones, other than that crease, isn't too bad, and the light brackets, I've seen better days, but that's something we could probably make really easily ourselves, especially as we've got a template off them. I need to work out what holds the top link up, because the top link has obviously fell down and got bent, so you can see. So if anyone knows what the top link holder looks like on one, let me know. It's really good. It's got a little platform on the back though. Don't know whether we'll use it on the track to run though, and I'm not just sure how fast it goes yet because I've not taken it down the road, and I won't until I know that I'm comfortable that the brakes work properly, because it fair gets up to some speed. Then if we go over here now, we've got a bit of cleaning up to do, because I stupidly started the 1455 up before to show someone what it sounded like, and didn't realise it was going to start pumping hydraulic oil, so it started pumping hydraulic oil where we've took this off. So this is where the brakes are that we were taking off yesterday, so we've got to strip this down inside to get at the brakes where they were sticking and sort all them out. It needs an exhaust because it's, well, I mean, it works, but it's been patched up, and I think they're about 170 quid, so that's not too bad. The piece of glass has arrived for it. Where's it gone? It's there on the lawnmower. Saw that yesterday. So that is to go on the front. So there isn't actually a piece of glass missing. It's just, it's been replaced with perspex. So if you look, it's kind of all scratched and looks a bit bad. But it's pretty straight. I don't think I need to do anything to the tractor. Someone spent a bit of time making this big toolbox as well, which is made of thick steel. You could take it off and put that back forwards and make it standard, but I think it's how it worked. It's how it used to live on the farm, so there's no point. This is faded a bit, the orange on the front. That's annoying me really, because the rest of it will polish up quite nicely, like where that sticker's been. but that, I don't think I can get that back to the same cherry red as the rest. Maybe needs a new sticker down the side, but otherwise it's fairly straight. There's no particular rust on the bottom of the doors. Cases are famous for, and particularly in the corner of the cab. But with this being a big tractor, it's been an arable tractor, so it's not been near cow muck. But a lot of them used to get cow muck up into the arches, into the doors, and start to rust. There's obviously been something on here. I think it was probably a triangle maybe, because it's been abroad, because they often have them orange triangles on the back. Waiting for a logbook for it. For now, it's got one of my spare number plates on. I need a top link as well, and then the top links for these have a little hollow little collar that slides over there, so that's something I need to locate as well. But I don't think, need to see what's going on the top of the roof as well. It looks a bit grey there, a bit grey there, but I don't think I need to do anything to that one really. The wheels need the resilvering though, that's the only thing, but that's not a major job. It doesn't need anywhere near as much work as the MB TRAC needs to make it look presentable. That is original, and I think I should keep it original. This obviously has it, you know, I can't leave it like that. It's tatty at the moment, and I don't think I'll devalue it by working on it. Now, if it was an original example tidy tractor with no rust and really low hours, you'd leave it as it was, out the factory, out the box. But I think this will look far better and last a lot longer if I sort all these bits of rust out and different things, and get all the parts and sort the steps out and get it resprayed, and I think it'll look really, really good then. Yesterday I obviously saw that sort of cool John Deere 7000 with the saucy tracks on, and when I say cool, everyone's saying it should definitely go on the cool wall and it should be sub-zero. Well, it should go on the cool wall because it comes from a cold place, and in fact Robin used to work on it, well, not on it, but he worked for the British Antarctic Survey, and he was there while the tractor was there, but his friend used to drive it as well, so he sent us some pictures of it. So this is a picture of it in some really cold weather. Need a little bit of help, not for me, for somebody else. So this guy that watches videos, Tom, and his wife Sarah watches them begrudgingly, I think. Anyway, their daughter set up a pumpkin stall to raise money for a children's hospital near them. Anyway, someone stole the pumpkins, so they've set up a Just Giving page where you can buy a virtual pumpkin. So I'm going to put the link in below the video, so if anyone wants to go and buy a virtual pumpkin and try and help them raise probably more money than they could have done by selling the pumpkins, try and turn a bad situation into a good one, that'd be brilliant. So have a look below for that and try and dig deep. So thanks in advance. I've not had that good a day today because it's been wet, and we wanted to get drilling in the drilling pot up in the shed, gathering dust instead of outside working, sowing some wheat that we can then grow and make some money for next year. Anyway, these people should have had a good day. Happy birthday to Michael Swift, Mackenzie Gwynn, or Gwynn Mackenzie, I'm not just sure, because he said give me a birthday shout out, but the name looked backwards to me. Ellie Armstrong, Jacob, and it was Leon's as well yesterday, so happy birthday to all you guys as well. Tomorrow, hopefully, we've got a dry day and we can go out with this. We've got a little bit of patching up to do where we had some mistakes where the pressure wasn't on, if the drill, if you remember, so we're going to go and try and patch them up with that drill, and then we're going to go on to some where the spuds grounders if it's dry enough. But we've had about 4 mil of rain since yesterday, which has made it really sticky and mushy on the top, which is just a bit unfortunate, and I know other people have had it worse, so we're not too bad, and I've got plenty of corn in the ground growing, which is nice to see. So thanks to everyone that's watching. Don't forget, if you're a new subscriber, you can leave a comment of where you're watching from. You can watch another video over there, and you can subscribe if you're not already subscribed over here. Thanks to everyone that's watching, and I hope you find the content interesting when we get into winter, and if things aren't breaking, we'll get a chance to get some of these tractors in the workshop and get them restored to their former glory.